Senator, what are you hearing from people on the ground in your home state, Governor DeSantis, et cetera? There must be concern, but are there positive signs nationally about this? Because I know deaths are down.
Sure. Well, first off, I mean, we clearly haven't beat it. So I think everybody is concerned when they read about the cases, the number of cases up. Like you said, the deaths are not growing like that. So that's a positive. But look, we haven't beat it. We got to keep focusing. Wear your mask, social distance. I know every employer I'm talking to is trying to figure out how to keep their employees safe and their customers safe. So, you know, we've got a lot of work to do. And so I hope we can stop this. And I hope it doesn't come back in places that have seen a downturn.
In Europe, it seems like things have improved a little bit. You can see how much this matters to our economy and the sentiment and not, you know, stock market obviously concerns are pale in comparison to what's going on in terms of you know, people getting the disease. But all Apple had to say on Friday was that, look, we got to reclose stores in some of these areas, and you know, what was a gain in the market turned into a loss. So, are we going to have reopening worries and reclosures around the country at this point? Do you think, as we go through these phases?
I think we have to keep reopening our economy, but we got to do it safely. I mean, look, we all want to get this vaccine done as quickly as possible. And, you know, federal government has clearly funded it, and we've got a lot of great companies working on it. And I think the FDA did a good job of giving our doctors the authority to make some decisions, so we have a better idea on how to take care of patients because of that. But we're not out of the woods. We got a lot of work to do. We've got to, every one of us, everybody's got to take this seriously. Wear your mask, social distance, you know, don't go places you don't have to go to. Be careful. I mean, it's pretty basic. It's still deadly. We all have to be careful.
I'm just wondering whether, in terms of mortality in Florida, do you expect deaths to catch up with the cases? Because then we're really going to have to, you know, people are falling back on that at this point. Go ahead, Governor.
Well, you sure hope not.
Yeah, I mean, ICU. Is the healthcare system going to be able to handle this in Florida?
Well, so far they have. I mean, that's what you hope for, and we hope. The big thing is everybody's got to take this seriously, and especially when you see something, when you see the uptick in cases, and you know, some of it might be tied to testing, but it's clearly not all tied to testing. So all of us have to double down and say to ourselves, are we being careful enough? And we got to beat this. We got to beat this for ourselves, our friends, our family, our business community, our economy, all these things. And so there's a lot of work left to do. I think it's important that everybody at every level of government educates people about what's going on so you can make good, informed decisions.
Andrew.
Senator, wanted to ask you about a comment that Governor Cuomo in New York made on Friday. The implication was around the state of Florida. Florida, of course, remember, had a quarantine for New Yorkers going to Florida, and it sounded like he is mulling the idea of a similar quarantine, 14-day quarantine, for travelers from Florida coming to New York. Would you be in favor of that?
Well, I think every governor's got to figure out how to keep everybody. They're responsible, you know, for the people in their state. When I was governor of Florida, I was responsible for 22 million people. And every day I said, well, you know, how do I keep people safe? And so I think Governor Cuomo's got to make a decision about how do you keep people safe? At the same time, how do you open your economy? And so I think, you know, it's no different than in New York than in Florida. You've got to inform everybody, how do you keep people safe?
Governor, the last time you were on, we had a spirited discussion about more stimulus. You're still in the camp that we've got more. We haven't used everything we've used already, and I think that there are Republican senators that think in July that we're going to do something. You would be opposed to that?
Well, here's what I'm not. Here's what I think we ought to do. One, let's do everything we can to hold China accountable. Number two is we got to get liability protection for our first responders and our small businesses. Number three, let's make sure we take care of the people that have lost their jobs. Number four, let's help our small businesses reopen. Now, I sent a letter along with Chairman Ron Johnson, Senator Ron Johnson, and Ted Cruz to all the governors to just understand how they've allocated the dollars that we've sent them. We've sent them $500 billion, and we give them access to another $500 billion. So I want to know how that money is been spent, We said we're going to cover all your costs for coronavirus. We've given them extra money for Medicaid, extra money for their schools. So let's find out let's get the facts so we make good, informed decisions before we go forward and spend more money. We've allocated almost $3 trillion. That means in the future, somebody's taxes have to go up to pay for that. So I want to make sure we're getting a return on the dollars we spend and take care of the people that need to be taken care of.